Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Khairunisa from class 33.4A grade 2. I want to do a project advanced listening, midterm project. Song 1. It's about public art. The girl in this video and the sound explains about difference between public art and art in the museum and gallery spaces in the city. She said that we can stumble into those arts when we walk around the city. Every time she goes to the station, she sees a new piece of art when she gets off of the station. She also says that the material of the art is actually created to exist outside and be able to withstand the weather, the rain. So they might be made of something that is a bit more solid and permanent. Public art has the ability to be site specific, which is it's either relevant to the space that it is in, or it can tell you something new about it. That means every time you look at the space that has an artwork, you may notice something new that you haven't seen before. In a city center like Kampung Glam, Little India, or Chinatown, you will find sculptures or murals or painting, just something that is public and artwork. The artwork of Fernando Botero's called Bird. It is a giant bird that is set right at the edge of the Singapore River. It is incredibly heavy because looking and quite majestic because it's bigger than all of us, but it makes us think why there is a bird at the edge of a river, apart from being a natural sight we see every day. One of the things about the bird is that it's meant to represent peace and prosperity. Another sculpture from Fah Chong, the one of Singapore's pioneering sculpture, that was made in 2008. It features five boys, and one of whom is all the way from what it is like today. It is the memory of Fah Chong, who used to see along the Singapore River of kids jumping in, playing and swimming in the water, something we don't really see much of anymore today. So it kind of took us back to a different time in Singapore where the river was just bustling. We can see every detail on the children's face. The closer you get, you can see how happy and joyful they are. Jumping into the river, that is very dynamic piece of work, which is quite different from some of the solid kinds of sculptures that you see as you walk along the road and try to look out for public art. There is a lot of relationship between all the kids that makes you sensitive of the space and the way that they might have jumped into the river. So that is a really wonderful piece of work to spend time with. Sound two is about opportunity. Every opportunity is every opportunity door is waiting to be opened. Everything is not the right opportunity. You have to recognize the potential of opportunity. For the example, she went to America and started her career at 32. She was doing her first movie at 19 and doing everything very quickly. She also doing 5 movies in a year, and she recognized that she defined her time and chose who she wants to be. Recognizing is important. She wants to do a good quality films, not doing 5 films a day. When she chooses to be a model, she still wants to be an actress and she wants to be what she wants without thinking about the industry. She chooses the decision that she made a growth as an artist. All the time, she reinvented herself and evolved herself. If she doesn't do that, then people will leave her. She reminds us to constantly check ourselves. Do we know enough? No one can know everything. Not even you after all of your shift. Nobody knows. So you have to be a student of life key. She says that we can learn new skills and learn new things. She always willing to learn new things. When she doesn't know something, she will learn until she can do that. Asking a lot of questions doesn't make you stupid. It is important. Because if you don't know anything, just ask people, and it's so much better to know and learn than to eventually end up making mistakes and then you look stupid. Sound 3. 5 key to successful negotiation. The 5 most important things you need to know to prepare for negotiation, at least according to Harvard Law School. Preparing for negotiation, number 1, think through an advance. So what would be a good outcome? What will be the best result look like? And what outcomes will you not accept? Why might this outcome not be acceptable? This is, your needs and interests, and make it a list of what you have to have and what is will like and what will not be acceptable. Number 1, identify your PA. PATNA. PATNA stands for best alternative to a negotiated agreement. Improve your PATNA would make a list of alternatives to your negotiated ends without an agreement. In other words, this will happen if you don't make an agreement and choose the best. Is there a possibility of a better agreement with the supplier, customer, or partner? Are there any constraints that make your pattern bad? There are any terms that could bring to the table that could improve your partner? What and how? Number 3, you need to set a reservation price. The reservation price is your walk-away price. There are many variables that can determine your reservation price. Number 4, the item you need to look at it is the authority identified. The level of authority the person with whom you are negotiating has and plan accordingly. The last, number 5, very important to assess the other side's positions and interests. What do you know about the other sides? What are their objective price? What are their needs? What are their problems? Also, what we call psychographic. What's their reservation or the walk-away price? What's their underlying interest? Investigate and examine these points carefully because they're crucial and critical for achieving a positive outcome. If you send us an email, we'll gladly send you our negotiations worksheet, which will help you track the outcomes of each of preparing for a negotiation. That's all from me. If I made a mistake, I'm so sorry about that. Thank you.